As we all know that business analysts act as a bridge between the client and the development team. So what they do is that they interact with the business, try to get the requirements, or nowadays we have a different terminologies. For example, the role called product owner. Sometimes business analysts also play the role of a product owner. Sometimes they have to gather the requirement with the help of owner who are from the client side. So what happens in that process is whenever there is a change requirement or whenever there is a new requirement. So in both the cases, the requirement which need to be gathered, analysis on the requirement, and also the documentation of the requirement. All three roles are being done by business analysts. Earlier, when there was a waterfall model which was being followed, then normally a requirement was gathered in a Word file and all the detailed descriptions were given in that, and a sign off process was there in place. But now it's little simpler. We have a tool called Jira, which is most widely used, and Confluence. So in Jira, as a business analyst, they have to write user stories. Also, they have to write under the user stories there are acceptance criteria. And on top of user story there are epics. So what does epic do? Epic is a kind of high level requirement, and under epics there are a lot of user stories linked. As a business analyst you need to create them. As a quality analyst or a tester, they will work on their own testing cards. Development team, we have to prepare as a business analyst their development cards. So somehow they will understand what is the requirement with the help of that Jira story cards. And it is a very lively and fruitful means of the knowledge. Why? In the sense because it's online, people have access, the whole team is having access, so they know like what is the current status. So everyone is aware, no need to ask, no need to have multiple mail chains back and forth to get the status updates and everything. For a business analyst also it's very easier to break the requirements into acceptance criteria. For a tester it is very easy to create test cases using those acceptance criteria. For a developer it is fruitful in the sense they will easily do the coding and create the development using that particular story card itself. Now coming to the point where it's management, or you can say either there is an integration manager or you can Scrum Master is the terminologies which is much widely used nowadays, or even if there is someone in project management. So what they can do is like through those all those epics and cards, so they will also get a high level view. So as a Scrum Master, so their role is to conduct all those 5 agile ceremonies, the major role, but they sometimes act beyond that, in the sense they will have all the picture of in their, for example in the stand-up meetings, they will have the updates from all the teammates which are there in that particular agile team. In review meeting they will have all those cards being reviewed. They are a part of it, so they are aware that what is being done. So we have a retrospective meeting in agile, we have which is done after the every sprint or iteration, whatever you call it, depending on the project which you are working for. And as a business analyst there are a lot many you can say like areas in which you will be working on. So like in development also, as a developer a person need to know a lot many languages if he or she wants to change the role, change the project, not the role, or whatever as per the situation. And as a business analyst also, they need to have this basic understanding whatever I said just till now. So that was like how to follow the agile methodologies, and in agile methodologies how to write the cards, how to analyze. That is also a major part, how to analyze all the requirement, and after that finally how to document it, and how to finally be a part of the SDLC, software development life cycle. So we have to deliver in each sprint. Sprint normally we call it like it's a 2 week period, and these user stories which we create, they are also done. They are also story pointed. So how many, how much, what is the velocity? That is the word which we use in agile word. What is the velocity for that particular card? And based on that, we define like what is the velocity of the team based on the what is the story pointing on each card. So that is being defined. That is not very much related to the days, but somehow each team has their own velocity, and based on that, in the consecutive sprints, we have all the information like how many cards the team can take. Okay, so this was about the technical aspect. Now, what I was saying just a few minutes back was the functional aspect. So, as a business analyst, we may have to work in different areas. For example, you may be working in the finances sector, so you need to know the technicalities of that particular sector. For example, if you are in banking or insurance or maybe share market, securities, so you have to know in and out of that particular area, and especially the area in which you are going to work. So that could be smaller. Now if you are working for a manufacturing or energy company, then you have to know about that particular company. If it's a water company, then how they are managing the supply chain of water, everything, whatever is involved in that particular areas. So that's why sometimes business analysts, although they are good at the technical aspect, but they are being chosen based on the functional aspect also which they work on. So it varies from requirements to requirements. So this was a gist of what is the in and out of business analyst role. That's it from my side as of now.